morning, this is Bob Mason from FXR Pro and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. Looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the day's support, resistance and pivot levels. It is Saturday the 6th of November. Looking at Bitcoin against the US dollar and the hourly candlesticks, bullish start to the morning. Can see Bitcoin move through the pivot at 61,447 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 62,158. Plenty of support will be needed for Bitcoin to return to 62,000 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 62,600 to cap the upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Bitcoin target 65,000 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 63,312. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 62,993 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should stay clear of sub-60s. Second major support level sits at 59,582. Looking at the MACDs, got a narrowing of the bearish histograms through late yesterday and at the turn of the day. That's coming off the back of yesterday's partial recovery of this morning's gains, so look out for a possible bullish cross there. More significantly, however, 50 EMA continues to pull back from the 100 and the 200, with the 100 closing in on the 200, so that's a bearish signal. Look out for a bearish cross 100 through the 200 that would deliver further downside. So key would be to move through the pivot at 61,447 back through to 62,000 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Moving across to Ethereum against US dollar, bullish start to the day. You're going to need to see Ethereum avoid a fall back through the pivot at 4,500 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 4,554. Barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 4,574 to cap the upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Ethereum target all-time high 4,671 before any pullback. Second major resistance level that's at 4,678. Fall back through the pivot would bring the first major support level at 4,426 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should continue to stay well clear sub 4,200 levels. Second major support level at 4,372 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACDs, bullish cross at the turn of the day coming off the back of yesterday's late partial recovery in this morning's moves. So look out for a further widening there. On the EMAs, 50 has narrowed on the 100 and the 200, but only marginally. So look out for a further widening to support upside through the day. So key would be to avoid a fallback through the pivot at 4,500 and break through that first major resistance level to then target its all-time high. Litecoin against the US dollar, also bullish start. Going to need to see Litecoin avoid a fallback through the pivot at 200 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 203. Barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 203.48 to cap the upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Litecoin target 210s before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 206. Fallback through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 196 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should avoid sub 190. Second major support level at 193 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACDs, widening of the bullish histograms at the turn of the day after yesterday's late bullish cross. That's coming off the back of yesterday's late partial recovery and this morning's gains. On the EMAs, 50 has begun to widen away, pull away from the 100 and the 200. So that's a bullish signal. So key would be to avoid a fallback through the pivot at 200 and break through that first major resistance level at 203 to then target 210s. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against US dollar, also bullish start. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP avoid a fallback through the pivot at 1.1646. Take a run at the first major resistance level at 1973. Support from the broader market is going to be needed to break back through to 1.19. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 1.20199 to cap the upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Ripple's XRP target 1.25s before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 1.2348. Fallback through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 1.1271 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should avoid sub 1.1s. Second major support level sits at 1.0943. Looking at the MACDs, widening of the bullish histograms at the turn of the day after yesterday's late bullish cross. That's coming off the back of yesterday's late partial recovery in this morning's gains. On the EMA, 50 has flattened on the 100 and the 200 after a narrowing, so look out for a widening to support further upside ahead. So key would be to avoid a fall back through the pivot at 1.1646, break back through to 1.9s to then target 1.25 levels.